Thank you. All right. How many of you want your children to live a healthy life? If we continue on our current path, our descendants are going to live in an exponentially worse and worse environment. The specific purpose of this speech is to persuade the audience that fossil fuels don't need to be our primary source of energy, and that if we stop investing in oil and put our money into green energy, we can save our planet and prevent wars. This topic is appropriate to me and my audience because as young adults, we are working towards bettering our future by going to school. We can relate to wanting it to improve our quality of life, and at this point in time, the focus on correcting our course of action has never been higher. Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth gained pop culture recognition in 2006 because of the shock it inspired and its focus on our country needing to wake up. It has been a major subject of controversy in many politicians' careers, and with the election coming up, who knows which way it could go, with Donald Trump declaring that global warming is a hoax. Today, I plan to convince you to make greener choices, and to take whatever investment you may have out of big oil and put it into greener solutions. Oil is one of the largest reasons for war as well as pollution. In 1977, Jimmy Carter tried to veer this nation off a track of oil dependence of other nations, specifically the Persian Gulf, and the 1977 Carter Accords. He specifically said an attempt by any outside force to gain control of the Persian Gulf region will be regarded as an assault on the vital interest of the United States of America, and such an assault will be repelled by any means necessary, including military forces. More recently, Russia became involved in Syria as of a couple years ago. Many have questioned why Russia became involved in the Syrian war, but often overlook the fight over natural gas. Recently, there was a lot of controversy about two pipelines that were running in the Qatar region. One pipeline that would run to the Mediterranean Sea, which would benefit Russian influence on the European nations, and one pipeline that would run through Qatar, which would benefit America's influence on European nations. Pollution also comes in many forms from extracting natural resources. Toxic compounds and heavy metals that were stuck below the seafloor for centuries are released from the extraction of oil and gas. Land mining also damages valleys, streams, ecosystems, and many vital resources. Next slide, please. Burning fossil fuels contaminates the air by releasing CO2 into the atmosphere, destroying our ozone and in the process creating smog. The World Health Organization released estimates in 2014 that over 7 million premature deaths annually are linked to pollution. Diseases brought on by the contaminated air consist of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, strokes, and lung cancer. Changing society is not fit for self-destructive behavior. In Al Gore's An Inconvenient Truth, we see the correlation between CO2 concentrations and the environmental temperatures, falling all the way back for hundreds of thousands of years. As the CO2 concentrations rose, so did the temperatures. In 2001, he predicted that the CO2 concentrations would shatter records and bring forth rising temperatures, a concept called global warming. We need to phase off fossil fuels by using the technology available and continuing to improve on it. One such method can be finding alternative fuels and power sources. Alternative fuel sources consist of hydrogen, which is completely clean burning. Basically releases water vapor into the air when it is actually combust within the engine. Biodiesel, which is actually pulling up fats and lipids out of homegrown algae. And the most popular forms of alternative energy is electricity, although it does have controversy considering coal is used to produce the electricity in the first place. We need to relieve this economy of its dependence to fossil fuels. The trick is, we're not spending more money, we're moving the money around. Stop investing into big oil and put them into green energy. Divestment is the process of taking money out of one pot and putting it into another. We need to convince the controllers of our economy, basically our comptrollers, which are elected officials in the governments, all the way up to the top. Next slide, please. Michael Cord was sworn in the United States Secretary of the Defense Comptrollers. In a study done by the International Monetary Fund, or the IMF, every year worldwide there are $5.3 trillion in subsidies given to oil companies to keep the cost of oil down. person that gets the final vote on these bills is actually our Mike McCord, who we elect. Well, is elected by people that we elect. What can we do on our level to make change? Together we are strong. Make little choices. Practice good environmental awareness. Turn out the lights. Carpool. Keep the heat low. Write your governor. Many voices will create a roar and cannot be ignored. Vote on election day. Who you vote for, well, basically making choices for you. What can we do? Vote with your dollar. Buy smarter tech. Tesla, hybrid, solar power technology. Tesla actually has a patent on one of its brake calipers that when the car brakes, it will reabsorb the friction created by the calipers and turn it back into the engine block, basically efficiently using energy exerted. Don't invest any money into the oil companies, obviously. We need to go cold turkey on this one. Imagine how much the world would change. Fresher air, cleaner water, no need to fight for territory or for oil. In conclusion, now you know the pollution and war caused by our excessive use of fossil fuels, how we need to change our fuel sources and convince our state officials to take fossil fuels out of the budget and put it into greener pastures, and that we have more power than we think. To vote with your dollar has more impact than you think. Human nature dictates that we want an immediate reward for our hard work, which is why a lot of people are not environmentally conscious, because they are not going to reap any of the benefits in their lifetime. But it is not about the immediate reward. It is about paving the way for our children and our children's children's children's. Thank you.